On some advanced networks, the CS, WCS, LS, PS, and GS family of DVRs, the setup wizard might not be suitable. In this application here, you can see that my test has failed. Because I have X's present on my page, I need to set up this DVR manually. Let's go to the main menu. To access my main menu, go to the top of the page to the gear icon, and let's now go to the network heading. Network heading, network title. On this page here, we want to go to the top of the page to the LAN tab. In the LAN tab, you're going to see the type is set to manual. We want to turn this to DHCP. When turning this to DHCP, this is going to allow the router to dispatch an IP address, a gateway, and a subnet mask to the DVR. So let's hit save. If we go back into our network page and the LAN tab, you can see now we have an IP address, a gateway, and a subnet mask. Please take the time to record these numbers. This will be critical in your future upgrading of the unit. Now with those numbers recorded, take your type and turn that back to manual. This will stop the router from dispatching IP addresses, gateways, and subnet masks to the DVR. This will lock in those numbers. Pay close attention. If any of these numbers have changed from when they were set to DHCP, please reset the numbers as where they were when DHCP was enacted. Now that my IP address, my gateway, and my subnet mask has been reset to when the unit was in its DHCP mode, we want to go ahead and save those settings. Let's go back into our network page, back to the LAN tab, and let's go into port number setup. The CS, LS, PS, and GS family of DVRs have multiple ports that need to be opened. Please take the time to record all of these ports here. We have our remote admin, remote callback, remote watch, remote search, and remote audio. Please record all of these ports. With my ports now recorded, we can go ahead and cancel out of this page and go to the top tab, Speco Remote. Under the Speco Remote tab, we want to turn on Use Speco Remote, and we want to record this port number and save that page. One last step to do is now set up the router. To manually open ports on a router, you need to access the main menu of the router. To find out the IP address of the router, there's a very simple method. Go to your Start on your PC and then go to Run. Type in CMD at Run and hit OK. Then you want to type in IP config. There's a lot of information that you will be giving here, and what you're interested here for the IP address of the router is the default gateway. And here the router's default gateway is 192.168.1.1. Now that we know the IP address of the router, let's go to Internet Explorer and enter the IP address of the router. And the IP address of the router again was 192.168.1.1. So let's go ahead and enter that address, 192.168.1.1. This will bring you to the sign-on page of the router. I happen to be using a linksys router, and the username and password for a linksys router is admin. And now this brings me into the main menu of a linksys router. Once I'm in the main menu of the router, I want to now go to the Applications and Gaming tab. So I'm going to click on Applications and Gaming, and here's where I can go and open up my ports. So my first port is my admin port. So I'm going to identify the port, and that is port 8200. Remember, this is all information that I recorded earlier. So 8200 is my start port to my end port 8200. I want my protocol to be TCP, and I want to put in the IP address of the DVR, and the IP address of the DVR was 192.168.1.27, and I want to enable that port. I'm going to continue on and enter the rest of my ports. Okay, welcome back. I have now entered all of my ports for my CS family DVR. I entered my administration port, my callback, my watch, my search, my audio, and my remote port. I put in my port number, I changed my protocol to TCP, and I put in the proper IP address of the DVR. I also clicked on Enable for each of the 6 ports, and if I go down to the bottom of the page, I'm now going to save my settings. My settings are successful. My ports are open. This DVR is now prepared for remote viewing over the network connection. Thank you.